Hello and welcome to your weekend on Spectrum News 1. I am Taylor Torregano. Here is some of what we got for you today.
USA! USA!
Ballroom dancing, yes.
Like, you want to make films where people, want to talk about it.
We need outlets, we need mentors, we need to see ourselves.
Helping to create movements, helping to bring people together.
Then we can drive them to actually get active.
I'm Taylor Torregano in Oceanside, skydiving for veterans. And of course, the plot revolves around working at a nail salon. I have to imagine, and I already saw, you had to keep up with your own nails, both on and off the set. But for you, this is deeper than content creation, right? You say your ultimate goal here is to invite a younger generation to have a seat at a table that they're not usually sitting at. Why is that so important for you?
Well, I think the reality is the younger generation is the future.
They're two shows that have become widely popular across generations. Blackish and Grownish, filmed right here on this set. I'm Taylor Torregano at the Walt Disney Studios in Burbank with a look inside the creative minds of two crucial crew members, now Emmy nominated for making the magic happen. Without giving too much away, what can we look forward to?
Well, I will put that rumor to rest and tell you that season 3 is done. It's in the can. It's probably getting edited and cut up right now. Yes, season 3 is done.
Yay! Okay, so what's next? Can you say? I know it gets a little tricky. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be a music director for a global superstar, look no further. He's the first Asian American hairstylist to be nominated for an Oscar. But for Frederick Aspiris, this is so much more than an award. This annual event involves all 12 pro teams in the greater Los Angeles and Orange County area coming together to use sports to drive social change. Shh, quiet on the set. There's a new comedy special filming just inside these doors with one of very few Latino directors in Hollywood. Makeup artists, cinematographers, 60,000 workers will walk off the job next week if an agreement cannot be reached. I spoke with members of this union to get a first-hand look at why they say these changes are so very needed on set. Take a look. The murder of Jacqueline Avon has devastated communities from Hollywood to here in Leimert Park and across the country. She's toured the world with some of our generation's biggest stars, and now Charlene is part of a movement changing the narrative for body positivity. I'm Taylor Torregano at Lula Washington Dance Theater with how Lizzo's new show on Amazon Prime is telling the world to watch out for the big girls. Most professional dancers fall in love with the sport before they can even walk. But it wasn't until Charlene Quigley turned 18 that she realized dancing was her purpose.
When I tell you, I love dance so much, I fell in love with it.
And it fell in love with her too. Not many dancers can say their first job was Beyonce's iconic Crazy in Love music video. But Charlene would quickly realize this industry wasn't just 16-hour days of rehearsals. It was tolling physically, but even more so mentally, as someone considered curvy and even plus-sized for a dancer.
I would get pinched sometimes, get rid of that, right? Right before you go on stage and you're like, well, now I'm gonna dance great, thank you. Being told you can't be in a music video because you're too fat, those things would be told to me. And you're dancing for the artist. They're like, yeah, nobody wants to see you in a bikini.
After 20 years, she grew so accustomed to being called a bigger girl that being immediately accepted and embraced when she walked in the room almost felt unfathomable. But then she started dancing for Lizzo, who was looking for women just like her. Lizzo had so much trouble finding plus-size dancers, she launched an entire global competition, now airing on Amazon Prime Video, called Watch Out for the Big Girls.
Girls that look like me don't get representation. Time to pull up my sleeves and find them myself.
It was giving a voice to the underrepresented that director Neka Onara says drew her to this project. Neka used to be a dancer herself, but is always presented as masculine, and the industry created boundaries she just didn't fit within.
Because when they expect a dancer to dance, they want a girl to be girly.
But directing Lizzo's show made Neka really miss it, so Charlene is teaching her some of the choreo. When Neka became a director, she vowed every project she took on would give a platform to disenfranchised communities, people that are othered, in this case, the big girls.
In a way that feels commercial, fun, freeing, beautiful, colorful, and unifying.
For Charlene, it was a place she finally felt like she could embrace her curves.
I don't have to feel concerned when I go to get fitted or my job is on the line just because I might have gained 5 pounds.
Comfort in her own skin as she pushes the world to be comfortable with all shapes and sizes too.